nanotechnologies in advancements and interventions of different nanotechnological tools and techniques, you can always go in for such types of nano fertilizers and nano pesticides in form of nano capsule, micelle, nano gel, liposome, dendrimers, hydrogel, and whatnot. There are n number of, this is future technology, I would suggest, and you please ask your students to dig deeper in regard to nano biofertilizers. These are some of the images. I won't go into detail, but this is the thing which again it is at par with what our biofertilizers would give. These are some of the greenhouse studies which I have conducted. You will wonder why madam is already emphasizing on use of biofertilizer or solid biofertilizer, when the chemical use of chemical fertilizer gave height of 80 centimeters, as against when use of biofertilizer, solid biofertilizer is only 50 centimeters. As I have already told you, it is not at all a rocket science. It depends on variety of factors, depending on soil fertility, variety of chemical factors involved, physical, chemical, biological, all factors they come together and they give us result. So, but you please mind it well. I have got, when I use acetoacetic strain, actinomycetes strain, then it has given me 100% height as compared to 80 and 50 respectively in case of chemical and solid biofertilizer. So these are some of the success stories. We have adopted Dhapebada, wherein given uh, uh, consultancy to variety of farmers. So this is again a success story. You can see a control as against application of biofertilizer to cotton, to chili plants, to tomato. These are all greenhouse studies. Brinjal also, you can say this is without biofertilizer, this is with fertilizer. Then farm validation study is very important. Again, this has to be planted in, or on farm validation studies. This is control plant. This is treated with biofertilizer. Chili plant, control, treated with biofertilizer. So with tomato, so with brinjal. So significance of this study should be, it should be helpful for eco-friendly range of formulations. Ultimately, should be beneficial to the farmers. And apart from agriculture sector, it has a variety of stakeholders at their disposal. So I have already emphasized since 1.5 hour that these are some of the advantages. You have to add on to the advantages of biofertilizers. Positive contributions of biofertilizers are many, but there are always other side of the coin always. So there are many disadvantages also. So my future vision, my future study would be totally emphasized on how to curb these disadvantages and convert them into advantages to use variety of biofertilizers and biopesticides, because they give much lower nutrient density, that we all know, because it is not always that your biofertilizer should reach to the root or to the required area wherein you want to put it. It requires different types of machinery. Automation is required, obviously. It is hard to locate certain areas. It is hard to locate odor also. How to store is another problem. They are very, very specific to the plants. It poses a threat to the farmers. It requires skills, as you know. A skill manpower is required for application and production, and inadequate awareness, that is what is the limiting factor, because we know our farmers unfortunately are lazy as compared to northern and southern farmers. मैडम वी आर व्हाट दे से, इतने साल से, इतने पुरखन से हमारी खेती पूरी केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर से हो रही है, आप क्यों आ रहे हैं और हमको बता रहे, हमको मालूम है क्या करना है. So this is very apathy towards this application of biofertilizers and biopesticides. So we have to make them aware. We have to make them aware about the dreadful consequences of use of synthetic or chemical fertilizers, and we have to propose alternative technologies in the form of such wonderful biopesticides and biofertilizers. So in to sum up, I can say that to get more efficient production of these organic manures, biofertilizers, biopesticide, biostimulants, bioprotectant, you name it and we have it, you should ensure that farmer or any end user, even kitchen garden practitioner or kitchen gardener, should get quality product. That is most important, and it should be available to the farmers or any grower at proper time. It should not be like that kharif ke time mein rabbi or rabbi ke time mein kharif. It should be at proper stage, age and phase. It should be in a proper season. So that is all about from this end. Thank you. Thank you so much for patience listening. If you have any queries, please feel to ask. And I urge and appeal to you that you should, through your variety of different wonderful sales and practices which you are practicing in your respective colleges and departments, you try to inculcate such technologies to your not only to your students, colleagues, but to your neighbors or those relatives which are farmers and they are doing a very noble job like uh, we all as a teacher. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful and informative session. If you have any query, participants, please
Yes,
ask.
ma'am. I have one query.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Uh,
madam.
uh, Arti ma'am, you say results of liquid fertilizers is very well as compared to other fertilizers.
Yeah.
Can we easily prepare liquid biofertilizers at home, and how?
Yes, yes. Sorry, I missed that point because see, madam, it is not easy because I've already told you it is a
High cost.
upcoming technology. But yes, more research is needed because, as you know, we have to make it more cost effective, right? Now we are selling our solid biofertilizer just 150 rupees kg as compared to 250 rupees per liter of liquid biofertilizer. We have to curtail this cost to make available and very easily adoptable by the farmer, which is aim of our center to have such technology should be provided to the end user, that is farmer, right? Yes, your point is so very right that we should adopt such technology that the cost should be curtailed. And how to make it, right? If I guess your question rightly, so you have to add variety of osmoprotectants and cell protectants because basic fundamental is that shelf life, you have to work on shelf life of your solid biofertilizer is, as I have already told you, is just 6 to 8 months at max. And my student, she has extended and very painstaking efforts, I can commendable efforts she has taken. Two of my students, they have taken, right, to be precise, to extend a shelf life of biofertilizer or liquid biofertilizer for that matter from 6 months to 2 years. So they have used variety of osmoprotectants and cell protectants, which is unfortunately will not be a cup of tea for many of the farmers who have to adopt such technologies. And for researchers also, it is not easy to have a permutation, to study permutation combination, how to use and how to make it cost effective, because all these osmoprotectants and cell protectants, they are either costly or they are very what you can say, always in constraint, they are not easily available. So you have to make use of such what you can say composition that they can be replaced, but at the same time it you should make them compatible also, competent, I mean to say. जैसे हमने ये सब जो products है, we have made it very clear and we have made it I mean we have taken many field validation trials, greenhouse studies, and we have come up with such technologies. But this we have used a standard, what you can say, components or nutrient composition is like that, that they are obviously are costly and they are not easily available. But yes, your point is right, and now efforts are being made from my students that it should be made eco-friendly, not only I mean eco-friendly to hai, but it should be made cost effective. That is very very important, and efforts are being made by a battery of my researchers who are really taking efforts to make it cost effective. As I've already told you, as technology gets advanced, and I'm very sure with advent of all these technologies and interventions of technology, biotechnological interventions and other these things, from knowledge from other resources, I could make it and I will be able to uh, have such products in a very cost effective way. So that is my efforts are going on. But unfortunately today, as of today, we are selling in a little bit at a higher cost. I do agree with you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I understand.
Uh, Madam, I would like to know that in our area, the soil type is very saline, what we
Yeah.
can call kharpan patta.
Yes, yes.
Not even the saplings of tree species they are able to survive without a personal care.
Yeah, yeah.
So, do you suggest any remedy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, either I mean it is a very vernacular task because uh, the field which is full of salt. I mean, you can say uh, it is very difficult for a plant to grow because it is extreme. In our microbiology terminology, only halophiles, those who are salt loving bacteria, they will grow, right? So one of my students, she has proposed me some 3 years back that on the same line, those fields or those which are those fields, they are extreme. I mean, either they are hello I mean full of salt, full of either extreme pH, either acidic or alkaline, and variety of different factors also which are detrimental for the growth of variety of plants, right? So now she has come up with some solutions, but unfortunately I could suggest at this stage, I mean still ways to go, miles to go, I can say. But yes, you can always have a layer. First of all, you have to plow your upper layer of the soil so that some percentage of salt will get eliminated, and then you have to flood your soil or farm with these all these organic farming practices. First of all, you have to apply a very high standard quality of FIM, that is farmyard manure. You may use this farmyard manure or variety of other composting material, so that the soil get replenished or the soil microflora will flourish in them. So in the I mean in your field, so that at least some percentage of salty this thing I mean percentage of salt could get eliminated. So this could be achieved. It is not a magic stick, as I emphasizing you. इतने साल से अपने यहाँ वो सॉल्टी परसेंटेज है, you cannot replenish with within an within a week or a month. It will need a practice of at least 1 year to get in its proper shape, to have a balance of all the nutrients which are ultimately would prove I mean useful for the growth of your crops. So yes, you can always practice such organic farming so that it could get replenished with useful microflora. Ultimately, will help to grow your crops very easily and wonderfully also, and you can fetch bumper crop out of it.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, madam.
I have very simple question to ask. Like when I was working on phosphate solubilizing bacteria,
Yeah.
you were discussing about the zone which we found, zone of clearance around the organism,
Yes,
right?
yes, that is for
Yeah,
phosphate
yeah,
soluble.
but yeah, when I was working, I couldn't find any standard measurement. To what should I compare my zone of clearance? I had gone through many papers, but nothing as standard कि इससे
Yes,
ज्यादा होना चाहिए, इतना
yes,
होना चाहिए. I
madam.
couldn't
It
find it.
Yeah. I got your question. Very good question. Obviously, I have also come up with such a question during my research work. Everybody we face such issues. You are absolutely right. No standard is given. See, madam, I have already cleared it that every soil, every field, every area, every region for that matter is we have such a diversified soil texture, variety of physical, biological, and chemical parameters rendered to the soil, right? So it is not at all I mean it is not a question of any concern. What I think, I have made up my mind at that time ki you have to just concentrate on efficient phosphate solubilizer. That's it. You have to isolate, you have to identify, you have to ultimately characterize and screen out of 50 phosphate solubilizers, supposedly, quote unquote, I mean to say, out of 50 I have to narrow down my search up to 10, and I have to come up with very competent strains of biofertilizer which I could compare by selecting such zone of, I mean, home soil has given best zone of solubilization that I have selected, and still now I am carrying that to make an effective phosphate solubilizer. There is no standard, madam, because
Right.
once you get a zone, that is zone which is being rendered, as you know, needless to tell you, right? So you try to guess like how much of that zone should be there, and how much of uh, it should be rather maximum zone should be there, that is all. You cannot emphasize that अभी ये लास्ट एक्सपेरिमेंट में कल मैंने 6 सेंटीमीटर का पाया, अभी मेरे को 2 ही सेंटीमीटर, discard 2 centimeters zone. You try to concentrate on maximum the strength which is giving you maximum zone of solubilization. That is it. That is what I practice, madam. As you know, we come across many wonderful research papers, review articles, learned scientist paper from nowadays it is very easy to get. So I have also come across and read many papers in regard to that. I have also come up with such problems, but one thing I have cleared myself only, that you should get a maximum zone of solubilization, and that would be your effective strain to make convert it into effective phosphate solubilizer or mobilizer, whatever you say.
Yeah, we
That
work
is-
too much. We work too much, myself and my supervisor, to find out the
Good.
standards, because
Yeah.
they could have asked us in Viva also, like, what is the standard? Every time
Standard,
we ask
yeah.
for the standard.
Madam,
So finally, we got the results in lab also and in plate also. So it
let
was
me
done
share
right.
you this thing. Yes, you might have worked very hard, and painstaking efforts might have taken. That is hats off to you, because it is very, very difficult and very I mean, painstaking. I mean, Hanaklus task, I can say. Second thing, when we have isolated Pseudomonas fluorescens, I mean, there are variety of subspecies also, madam. So Pseudomonas fluorescens, as you know, it is a very effective phosphate solubilizer, right? So she has come up with 8 different strains of phosphate Pseudomonas fluorescens. So again, it is very wonderful thing to know that these many strains we could get, and we could experimented on farm validation under our on farm validation studies, and we could narrow down our, what you can say, our from eight strains we could narrow down up to 3 strains, and out of these 3, again I have experimented, so only one strain, as compared to 9 centimeter zone, they could have given 8.5. One of them, they have it has given 8.8. Likewise, very 19-20 का फर्क था. So that is why I have selected only 9 centimeter, the strain which is giving 9 centimeter. That is it. What we can do is that only. So that strain which is giving maximum competency, showing maximum effectivity, that should be selected, and it could be act as a very effective phosphate solubilizer, I can say.
Thank you, ma'am. My second question was, like, we can we use sawdust as the as
Yes,
the carrier material?
yes,
Carrier
yes,
material.
yes, madam. Sawdust,
Because
but
in
it
our
has some
locality, in our
sorry.
locality, we have lot of sawmills, and lot of sawdust is thrown away, discarded in that area.
Yes. Very exhaustive research is going on. Needless to tell, you might be knowing that is sawdust is, but it has some limitations. So you try to manage those limitations. Try to come up with some solutions so that sawdust could be managed as an effective carrier material. A variety of lacunae sawdust could render. So you can come up with additives. Just जैसे हमने liquid biofertilizer में कुछ self protectants, osmosis protectants डाले. Some amendments we have made, some we have modified in a different way. Permutation combinations we have done. By using sawdust, you can also do the same thing.
Maybe absorption is one of
Absorption,
the
yes,
things,
that
right?
is the
That is one of the thing it may be.
yes. So you can always think on that line, and you can come up with very good solution, I guess.
Thank you so much,
All the
ma'am.
best, madam.
Madam, my question is, can we use eggshell powder as a
Yes,
biofertilizer?
yes. There are, as I've shared in my slide also, 9 different types of carrier material you can use. But because Vidarbha is blessed with this charcoal and talcum powder, they are very, very सबसे ज्यादा सस्ते यही है दोनों. So I have to make it anyways very cost effective. So I have used that those only. And just now I have told you we have been shifted from, because demand is now of liquid biofertilizer. So solid biofertilizer we are uh, manufacturing less as compared to liquid biofertilizer. Now we are totally focusing on how to curtail the cost of these liquid biofertilizers, because many of them they are like कि madam थोड़ा महंगा है, what should be done, we just cannot afford. So keeping in mind the economical status of poor farmers in Vidarbha, we have to work, because we are for that. And what I feel, societal relevance का research यदि करना है, which UGC and other apex bodies they are emphasizing and hammering, you should have some innovations. And second point is your research should practice societal benefit. I mean, practices should be towards societal benefits. So
Now
all
my second
efforts are
question
being
is,
all efforts are being made to make it cost effective. And secondly, some innovation should be made so that it could be emerged as a very effective in all that, from all the angles, I guess.
okay, thank you.
Ma'am, one question. In many of the preparations, I've seen jaggery that is being used.
Yeah.
What is the reason?
Jaggery is it renders stickiness, right? So while application to the seed, when you apply this biofertilizer to seeds, right? So you have to make a slurry, just like अपन जैसे भजियों का जितना कंसिस्टेंसी भजे बनाने के लिए जो बैटर रहता है अपना बेसन का, वो कंसिस्टेंसी का आपको जैगरी लेना है along with your water should be suppose 90 ml. 10 ग्राम्स जैगरी में जितना सॉल्यूशन वो बनेगा उसको बॉईल करना है, एंड दैट मच परसेंटेज, दैट इज 1:10 प्रपोर्शन में आपको जैगरी और वाटर का सॉल्यूशन लेके वही प्रपोर्शन में आपका सॉलिड बायोफर्टिलाइजर डिसॉल्व करना है. लेट इट बी कूल, बिकॉज इफ इट इज हॉट एंड इफ यू unfortunately add unknowingly your biofertilizer packet, then all organisms which are active they will get killed obviously. So you have to make it a slurry, let it cool, and then you add biofertilizer, make it a paste, and then you apply to that seed. That would be your seed application. You have to keep 2 hours in a shade. Don't expose directly to sunlight. Let it get acclimatized. That is known as curing, as I have already told you. And then you have to sow a those seeds on that day only, preferably. Don't waste time. Within say 5 to 6 hours you have to sow the seeds, preferably. If you don't have time, then you have to keep for 12 hours also, but don't, because see, nutrients they will get exhausted whatever they have for our bacteria, and they will unfortunately will get killed. So you have to manage all these practices while doing all these biofertilizer production techniques, I mean application techniques also.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
A very good afternoon, madam.
Good
This is
afternoon.
Dr. Rakesh Thakre.
Yes sir.
I would like to congratulate your efforts, and no doubt, madam, I have seen your journey,
Thank you
having
sir.
number
Thank
of
you sir.
hurdles, and even though you have developed a very excellent department, and you were deserving for NAC appreciation, madam.
Thank you sir.
Because
Thank you
I
so
have
much.
personally visited your department, and I would like to make an appeal to my colleagues of this RC program
Thank you sir.
to
Thank
please
you so
visit biotechnology department. Uh, with your inspiration, madam, I have started my small unit for Azola production at my Lakhandur place where I am
great,
working.
great sir. Thank you
And
so much.
no doubt, madam, just because of your inspiration, we have met for this discussion before Corona. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, because of Corona period, it was not possible for me to invite you at my place. But in future, definitely,
Thank you sir.
I will invite you to guide my students and people around us. But madam, same problem I am facing. Ignorance of farmers.
Mm-hmm.
फर्टिलाइजर काम करता है तो बायोफर्टिलाइजर क्यों? Same
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
Uh, and
You have to.
another
Yes.
And another problem I have faced is that uh, uh, what we can say quality or shelf life of azola, madam.
Yes.
ड्राई करने के बाद उसको निकाल लो तो वो जल्दी अगर है ना किसी को दिया नहीं
Yes,
जाए
yes.
उसका इस्तेमाल नहीं हुआ तो वो आई एम फेसिंग द सेम प्रॉब्लम.
Yes,
So
yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for very kind words of appreciation. That gives me more energy and, as you know, very positivity to pursue in all the, what I can say, slightly negative environment. We make it in a positive note always. Thanks for your appreciation again. Let me tell you that you have to organize. Being, I know you as a very great researcher, very inspiration to your students. As a young researcher, I have seen you, and you can always inspire your students to take up such technologies so that this biomass of azola will not get wasted, right? So you have to
yes,
convert either into granules, or you have to make them into a powder and ask them to innovate how to curtail or how to cut the wastage of whatever efforts they have taken to uh, produce them, right? So, and second thing, you have told about unawareness and apathy towards
yes,
this
yes,
production, and they always emphasize कि इतना अच्छा हमको अभी तक तो पुरखों से 100 साल से हम तो यही कर रहे हैं, अभी आप आके बता रही है. और many of farmers they
yes,
are
yes,
asking the same problem I had too faced. तो arrange farmers get together, कृषि मेळावा आप arrange कीजिए, and as periodically, I mean once in a while.
yes,
I
ma'am.
know everybody, we are very busy through our daily course, but think still you as a societal benefit way and as a different sales, as I've already mentioned, through your I mean good practices to your college or to your department, you can always very well organize such type of camps, farmers get together, krishi melawa in short, and ask them and disseminate this technology to the farmers, so that एक भी अपने यहाँ से दिया जला तो अपना काम हो गया है, ऐसे मैं समझती हूँ. एक भी स्टूडेंट, एक भी स्टेक होल्डर ही इंस्पायर हुआ तो अवर वर्क will get fulfilled. That is what I always believe, and
Yes,
I
ma'am.
always try to mm, walk on that road. And my philosophy of life is like that only up
Yes,
till now.
ma'am. Yes,
What I
ma'am.
have,
Definitely, I will.
yes, thank you so
Thank you
much,
very
sir.
much,
Thank
ma'am.
you very much.
Any more question? Okay.
Madam, can we use fly ash as a biofertilizer? As we know, in Koradi, it's there
Sorry,
much
madam.
more
Are you
saturation.
Rupali Bhagat, madam? Am I right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Your question
yes, yes,
is
yes.
not audible. Please repeat your question. I'm pardon for that.
Ma'am, my question is regarding fly ash. Can we
Mhm,
use
mhm.
fly ash as a
Yes,
biofertilizer?
yes. Yes, very good question. Many students or many colleagues they have asked me. Fly ash has itself has a great potential as a biofertilizer, but again, fly ash has some components which are again detrimental for the growth of variety of bacteria. So again, research work should be done. You have to dig a deeper. You have to explore more about it and how to replace those components with additives or some amendments, so that fly ash could be effectively used as a biofertilizer, or for that matter a bioprotectant or biostimulant. One of my students, let me tell you, she has worked on bio bricks by using fly ash. So it has come up wonderful research. She has been awarded with a best entrepreneur award by the University of Gujarat. She belongs to Gujarat, and now she has her own unit of production of biobricks. So, with the interventions of different flora, I mean microbial flora, along with this fly ash, she has come up with biobricks production unit. So, this is again a success story. So, you can think differently. Some innovation should be brought into your research, and you also inculcate such idea in the minds of your students, so that they can also, they are full of creativity, they are full of vibrancy, they are with very good ideas, but unfortunately due to many factors, variety of factors, as needless to tell you, they are not getting good platforms. They are not getting any ears to listen. So we can be their ears, we can be their platform, and yes, they can come up with such type of innovations by using fly ash. Not only this, but variety of different applications of fly ash they are in vogue. So you can always try to explore the possibility. And uh, let me remind you, you might be knowing this already. This pollution control board, along with one of the associations, Vidarbha Industries Association, and many other like-minded organizations, they always come up with one conference every year in the month of uh, November, December, to work on technologies and interventions involved in fly ash. So you please visit if possible. I can share their brochure, and you can always attend. And they have always come up. They invite many scientists, other stakeholders also, to share their ideas and what to do with menace of this fly ash, because it is again a very big problem, how to dispose and how to manage this fly ash, particularly in the vicinity of Nagpur, near Koradi Power Plant Station is there. So again, many, I mean, variety of work could be done, but still we are still to explore more and more. And with battery of researchers or students at your disposal, you can always come up with such management practices.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम. अजून कोणाला काही विचारायचं आहे? किसी को कुछ पूछना होगा तो पूछिए. एनी क्वेश्चन? I think, ma'am, there are no questions now.
Thank you, madam.
So
Thank you so much.
I extend my thanks to you, madam, on behalf of UGC HRDC Nagpur and from all the participants of this refresher course in life science. Thank you once again, ma'am, for your wonderful session and healthy discussion with lot of outputs. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Professor Dongarwar and Dr. Preeti Dharmik ma'am, and I'm always grateful for giving me opportunity to share whatever little knowledge I have with you all. And I still hope that many of your students, when you go back and disseminate such type of knowledge which you have gained through UGC HRDC programs, so please try to inculcate and make most use of it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you. We will meet at 1:30 for our next session. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Ma'am.